OHSAA Wrestling on Waycross Community Media. Brought to you by SWOCA, the Southwest Ohio Wrestling Coaches Association. Klein Properties. Foster and Motley, Financial Consultants. Dr. Stephen Daly. Dr. Kevin Riley. Matt and Dominic Mercurio. Cincinnati Sub-Zero. Cincinnati Functional Fitness. General Advertising Products.
And here we go. Today's the second day of wrestling here at the Ohio State Individual Championship matches, coming to you from Value City Arena in the Schottenstein Center at Ohio State University. What we're going to be seeing this evening are the semifinal matches, focusing on the wrestlers from Southwest Coaches Association team members and or members teams, and we're starting the bouts off right away.
Yeah, well, on the right side we have Zach Shup from Fairfield in the white and red, and he'll be wrestling. This is to get into the finals. On the left side, Lucas Bird from Cincinnati LaSalle High School. His opponent, Gabriel Tagg from Brecksville. That match on your left features the 4th and 5th ranked wrestlers in the country at this weight class. They're in the top half of the bracket. Zach Shup, who finished second to Lucas at districts at Kettering. So we have two representatives here in the Final Four. Hopefully see both of them in the finals, Dave.
Let's pick them up by anklets, Greg. In Bird's Bird's match.
He's in the black with the red anklet.
Yeah, and over with Zach Shup, he's got the red anklet on also. So we've got both of our local favorites here. Now, the winners of these matches go on, and they mount to the elevated stage match tomorrow night for the championship bouts. But the guys that lose here aren't done completely. They just have to turn things around and come back first thing tomorrow morning in Consolation semifinals, and they have possibly two more matches tomorrow.
Okay, on the right, no score at this point. Neither match. Shupin taking a shot. His opponent, Logan Egan, freshman from Lancaster, has pinned both of his opponents this match, this tournament so far. Zach was able to get here by winning his match 6-4 against Mick Burnett, who was also a highly ranked wrestler here, and then 6-5, and then they won his first match 6-4. So he's had two close matches. Lucas Bird has scored 11 points in both of his matches, 11-4 winning and 11-6 winning. So probably see a lot more scoring, I would think, from the left side of your screen, but who knows? It gets a little tougher here at this stage.
Now it's hard.
Up, tries a little Granby. He's back up again. Trying another little Granby roll. Doesn't want to get caught in that. Give up back points there.
You see
Egan rides through it.
Bird's trying to control Tagg, keep him on the mat.
They've wrestled twice this year and split. So
big trip attempt. Tagg jumps out of the way of it. Go out of bounds.
Yeah, Tagg's got a little bit of reach and length on Lucas Bird. A little tall, thinner wrestler. Yep, caution.
Well, Bird's a sophomore in Tag is a freshman.
Right.
And they're ranked 1 and 2 in preseason, or actually late season rankings here in Ohio. So the prognosticators that work here at the head table say that they figured this is going to be a real barn burner match, and so far both matches are proving to be very good matches.
Escape for Shup. He leads 1-0 now over Logan Egan. Lucas Bird trails Julian Tagg 1-0 at this point. Shup's a little stronger, came down from 112 where he wrestled most of the year. Finished 6th at this rate last year, I think it was. And Lucas Bird finished 7th. So they've both been here before. Shup a senior.
Yeah, Shup came out of the Kettering-Fairmont district in 2nd place. And he lost there in the finals to Lucas Bird.
That was a 2-1 match, close match. They, and they've gotten closer and closer. Zach seems to be wrestling better at the end of the year. I think he was wrestling at 113 all year, and it took him a little while to get adjusted to this weight. But wrestles a conservative style, much more so than Lucas does, or Tag. They both, these two guys on the left, they tend to go at it pretty hard.
Yeah, Buxman, which
20 seconds left.
Buxman, who makes a lot of our preseason or pre-tournament rankings, had in fact put Shup at 113 and placed him 4th in that grouping, and he dropped now to 106.
That's at the Intermat rankings. Josh Lowe's the header. Okay, we start the 3rd period, 1-1. Shup back. Oh, throw. No points, boy.
Out of bounds.
Close.
Yeah, that
Zach
was
kind of walked into that a little bit.
Yeah.
1-1. And as we see, especially at this level, these matches, they tend to go right down to the wire.
Bird
escaped with 10 seconds. So it's going to come down to takedown. Both matches are 1-1 here. Let's look for a takedown here in the last minute and a half. Forced out of bounds, Egan. Egan's a freshman, but pretty strong. You know, his record has been 37-3 coming in, so 1-2 more, so he's got 39 victories.
I'm quite sure that one of the things you see more and more is that freshmen are appearing on the varsity level because they've come through very demanding junior high schedules, including a junior high state championship now.
Yeah, good underhook by Shup. Warning. So Zach's been warned for stalling.
We have a warning, yeah.
Yep. His style kind of lends itself to that. He's not real aggressive on his feet and does a lot of upper body blocking off, and it's not often taking a shot. He's in there now. He's got his head down. 48 seconds left in that match.
Thank you, ma'am.
We got 35 seconds left in the match on your left. 32 seconds on the right. They're both looking at overtime unless somebody picks it up here. Bird in for a shot.
We've talked about this a lot in the past, Greg. This last 30 seconds is so critical. We've watched so many of our wrestlers you get here to this level and lose it in the last 30 seconds or win it. That's where the
15 seconds.
Everybody talks about how the first takedown's so important. Frankly, it's the
Bird
last
in on
one
the
in
shot.
this case.
Bird in. We've got run out of time. So we're going overtime, which will be a 1 minute match, 1 minute period, sudden victory. Then we'll go 2 30-second periods after that. If there's no score in that first sudden.
Is now going to sudden victory also.
Yep. Both matches 1-1.
It's important to note, folks, that there are 6 other matches going at the same time with the consolation bouts being wrestled.
Nope, Shup was in, but ran out of real estate there. Tags in on Bird's leg. Bird's got the whizzer in. Sprawl. Trying to hold the whizzer, locks it to his ankle.
Can't let him get control.
Yep.
Out of bounds. No change, no change.
Tag's trying to drag him back in. Do the trip.
Oh, that was close. They called
takedown.
Yeah, the referees are conferring over that.
I haven't seen one change one all tournament, Dave, so I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think they're going to change.
Jump in underhook over here. Down to one mat, 20 seconds left in this period. Good underhook.
Last takedown. It's a sad story. It happens again and again and again. That one went into sudden victory. Well, meanwhile,
10 seconds left here with Zach Shup and Logan Hagen. Freshman versus senior.
2 seconds in their first overtime period.
Now we're going to flip a coin, and they're going to go 2 30-second periods, which each wrestler getting the opportunity to start down.
Okay, so
we haven't seen much of the top rider being able to hold him, so this could go back to being on their feet quickly.
Hagen won the toss, chose down. And Shup basically cuts him. They go on their feet. Hagen now in the lead, 2-1.
Shup's got to pick it up a little bit. You know, he's got that warning against him.
Yeah, he needs to really get it rolling.
Compared to the last period where it was sudden death or sudden victory, this goes 2 30-second periods no matter what. So Zach will get his opportunity to be down and escape and get his point.
And that's the end of the first 30-second period. They change positions now.
And now he's got to get, you know, they often call this a little differently. He's got to escape quickly. Up, caution. Wrapping his hand. Caution. Hagen rolled his hand around the elbow of Shup when he started. Okay.
Shup comes out, gets
his escape.
Granby roll, picks up his escape. 23 seconds left. The period is tied 2-2.
I'll tell you what, I don't think either one of these kids can ride the other. So if this goes into the final phase of this, you better be taken down if you get the opportunity. Okay, we're going to flip the coin again, and here it comes.
This is where it comes down to it right now.
Shup gets the down call. He gets the choice here, so we do this 30 seconds twice, Dave?
I don't think you can ride him.
I mean, do they still go 2 30 seconds again?
Yeah, it's 30. Yeah.
Okay.
That's one. That's victory.
There it is.
Zach Shup.
There you go. Second in district, first in the opportunity to wrestle for first place in the state tomorrow evening.
Well, now, Shup comes through this thing. He's going to be on the big stage tomorrow night. And Consolation goes out to Lucas Bird, but he'll be back tomorrow morning.
His coaches, Barney Wayhoff, my nephew there. So they're pretty happy with that. He's been second at sectional, second at district, and he's in the finals all 3 of these now.
Some people say that's an unfair way to resolve a match, but I haven't come up with a better way.
Well, you knew neither one of them was going to ride him. That became the opportunity, you know.
Now, I'm not sure. Okay, we're going to pick up the other bout, the 106-pound bout. This is in Division 2 at 106. This is bout number 844 on mat 4. This actually was recorded during the last matches that you just saw. This is Jedediah Marlo of Western Brown, and his opponent's Jacob Decatur from CVCA. That's Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy, and it's too long of a name to put on our credit or our graphics. So it's CVCA, most of the people involved in the sport know about CVCA.
Well, I can tell you, Jedediah's got his hands full with Jacob Decatur.
Yes, sir.
He's
Decatur
was ranked first in the state.
Yeah.
Was upset earlier.
He was
His
sick.
brother was upset earlier. But
yeah, he placed 6th here last year.
Yeah.
But
he's already committed to, or his brother's committed to Ohio State, and I'm sure he will too, as sophomore.
Marlo is a junior, and he was 2nd also in the Wilmington district.
His coach, Wendell Donovan's done a great job out there, Dave.
Yeah.
Western Brown's a little out, but they've really come on in the last few years. So we've had an opportunity to see more and more of their wrestlers at the state. They've had a couple good ones over the past few years, but not in the quantity they've been bringing to this meet this time.
There's been a lot of talk about the changes in coaching up there. There's a nice job of spinning by.
Cater in with, switched off to that double. 2 points.
Decatur picks up the takedown. It's 2-0. Decatur over Marlo. Marlo gets a sit. Run out of time. Second period. And Marlo takes down. Decatur
has a twin brother, by the way, wrestling 126.
Decatur?
Yeah.
The twin?
I think so.
Oh, just a brother.
They're both sophomores.
Okay, well, it must be. Well, I guess. That's a nice way to go if you're the coach. You get brothers the same age and put them out there. All right.
Yep. They're both sophomores. There is a weight difference at they're both ranked first in their respective class, and as sophomores have already committed to Ohio State.
Goes behind again.
Yeah.
Very quick. Makes it 4-1. Decatur 4-2 with the escape. Pretty obviously, Decatur prefers working on his feet.
He's quick, compact, very strong.
Yeah, Marlo's got to get the motion going here. He's only down 2. A takedown.
Oh,
I think Decatur's got him muscled.
Oh, that's a 2.
And Marlo does a nice roll by.
Can't hold it. What happened here? He got a cramp, an injury.
He's got a big, heavy pad on that leg.
He just kind of fell over.
Is he fighting a bad knee? They're working on it. I can't tell whether they're working on the knee.
Well, we'll see.
The coach seems pretty concerned. You got a guy that good, you certainly are in a position to have your your respiration count go up when you see your stud go to the mat.
Mm-hmm.
It's the left knee. It's the left knee. I had a kid come here in about 72, 73 perhaps, came in with a bad knee, and we had him all taped up and everything, and it was futile. He couldn't make it. Randy Kent. It's hard to wrestle if you don't with the quickness that Marlo or Decatur has, you get him slow him down. Yep. This weight class is underwritten by Klein Properties.
Who are those guys?
I don't know. Some guy that showed up.
Oh, he's tried it. Nice.
Boy, why does he throw it out there?
Well, he tried that before, and it still threw it to his back. He's not getting very good hip rotation on that. He's trying that little
He needs to take advantage.
Lateral, but
now's when he's got to take advantage of that slowed down left leg.
That's the end of the period.
And
Jacob Decatur up 9-3.
Yeah. He scores points in bundles.
In a hurry.
And that left leg, he has to start with it cocked out to the side. Marlo's got to turn him. I don't think there's time to go for escape takedowns. He's going to have a hard time controlling him. Marlo tries to pick. Decatur blocks the lift. Out of bounds. Yeah, the 3-pounders or the 6-pounders are being supported by a former 12, 6,
12.
You 12.
I wrestled 3 when I was a little younger.
Did you?
3 and 12.
Yeah.
They don't have that anymore. It's 6. We kind of make them the same.
Still 9-3. Jacob Decatur in the lead, and Marlo now's got a bloody nose. Or bloody chin, it looks like.
Yeah, lip.
Or a lip, yeah. Split a lip. Essentially, you don't have a limit on the amount of blood time you get on this kind of a cut or split. In most injuries, you're limited to a total of 2 minutes, but with blood, which is fairly common, the things actually goes as long as you need it.
Yeah, I used to just wipe it off too.
Yeah, that's true.
Didn't take the time.
Or just stop by the nearest trash can and spit it out. Jacob Decatur of CVCA, a sophomore, but ranked first by unofficial but authoritative Bucksman.
Josh Lowe, intermat wrestling.
Marlo's trying his best to turn Decatur by getting him in the air and turning him in the air. So far, he hasn't had a lot of success in it.
They're out of bounds. Sometimes you'll hear different noises compared to what you're seeing on the screen due to the fact with all these other matches going on at the same time. So, or someone has just won the match on the next mat over to punch their ticket to the finals.
Well, SWOCA's been underwriting these programs since 1991 when the state tournament came to the Nutter Center in Dayton for the first time, and spent 8 years there before this building opened. And right along with SWOCA and the underwriters have picked it up and have been continuing it ever since. Greg started with us back at the Nutter Center, and then Tim Cunningham, who is the guy that keeps everybody organized as to who's up on what mat. Here, Marlo's in trouble. He's not going to get out of that one.
Yeah. Hasn't given up the takedown yet. But
Decatur's the real thing, that's for sure.
A 10-3.
That's it.
10-3. Back to the center. So Marlo's got to do something here. Take a chance.
Get it going in a hurry. Decatur's hips pop back faster than Marlo can get inside. Stalemate. Back on their feet. I think Marlo's telegraphing that shot pretty well.
Yeah, just he's got length, but that's the end of the period.
That's the end of
And
the match
too.
And Jacob Decatur of Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy picks up the win in the Division II semifinals at 106 pounds. And with
while
that,
we're waiting for our next match, there were some elder fans there in the front. You might tell who the workers and help we've got up here to make this production available to y'all.
Yeah,
Dave's got a list.
We've got. I think we're going to start the roll of our underwriters and sponsors. I'm hoping. Well, I can start the verbalization of it anyway. Cincinnati Sub-Zero is has been in with us for a number of years. Dr. Kevin Riley of Tri-Health here in Greater Cincinnati has been he was a wrestler in the tournament as well as now a physician who devotes a lot of his time to helping other competitors in many sports. Dr. Steve Daly of UC Health is one of our underwriters and has been spending a tremendous amount of time here and at other tournaments around the city. Matt and Dominique Mercurio as individuals have contributed to the program. Let's see, we have General Advertising Products has been an underwriter, and Cincinnati Functional Fitness has been an active sponsor for a number of years. And Foster and Motley, a general investment provider in the area, has been supporting us as well. So there's lots of people out there that are interested. If you're interested in an underwriting position, a sponsorship, you're more than welcome to do so. All you have to do is call Chip at area code 513-825-2429 or check in at www.waycross.tv. And speaking of that, you can check out our schedule for these replays at www.waycross.tv, or you can go there and get these programs on demand. You can look us up on YouTube, and you can order copies of the semis and other matches, the other medal matches from tomorrow. You can get those by checking out Waycross TV and get information.
Here we're ready to go, Dave, with our 120-pound match.
Okay.
Matt Casmir from St. Ed's versus James Hood from Mason, coached by Ryan Root.
And this is Foster and Motley as the underwriter for this weight class. It's 126. Isn't it, Greg?
I think you're right.
Yes, I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is.
That was 120 we just finished up.
Yeah,
exciting match.
right.
126. Sorry. Excuse me. But Casmir,
Jamin Hood,
junior, 37-4, won his first two matches as the number one seed out. Jamin Hood, a senior, 44-3. He's really come in here pretty strong. He had a pin in the first match, and then Tech followed his opponent 15-0. So a lot of back points, a lot of work, but St. Ed's kids are always tough.
Jamin Hood from Mason is a senior. He's got his as you said, he's got his work cut out for him. Casmir was third at 113 pounds last season and has gained weight and moved up.
Well, we're going to see a bunch of this because these guys are going at it pretty hard. I've already seen several stoppages in various matches where colliding heads and getting a little cut over the eye or whatever you might want to, bloody nose, whatever. Ooh, watch that knee. There's a takedown.
Yep. Hood picks up the takedown.
Boy, that's quickness on both men's parts.
Yeah. Casmir gets the escape. 2-1. Hood over Casmir. First period, 38 seconds left here at 126 pounds. This is semifinals coming to you from the Value City Arena. Thanks to the great efforts of the volunteers of Waycross Community Media. If you'd like to be part of this exciting adventure of telecasting, your help is always welcome. All you have to do is call Chip, 825-2429, and say, hey, Chip, I want to do that too.
Score is 2-1, 15 seconds to go here in the first period. Hood's ahead, down on his knees, keeping a low profile.
Well, Mason was one of the local teams that, was given some notice as to having a chance maybe to put some pressure on St. Edwards. And I'm sitting here, I'm looking across the
not
arena.
Much pressure there,
I don't think
Dave.
that's going to happen.
St. Edwards has 78 points. Mason has 28. Kind of interesting. We've got the 4 schools in the top 10. Elder with 41, Mason with 28, OHSAA with 27.5, and Fairfield with 24. So as far as the local bragging rights, Southwest Ohio here at the state tournament, it's up in the air. There's an escape.
Yeah, so
for
race for second. Yep. St. Ed's is going to take another state championship, it sure looks like.
And Graham in the Division II has already locked it up. It's the actual excitement for the state tournament is in Division III with Mechanicsburg and Oak Harbor mere 2.5 points apart. And we're probably going to show you a Mechanicsburg wrestler potential 4-time state champion here later this evening in our semis. Might mention we haven't done the semis before. It's a little different for us, but doing the semis compared to just the consos.
Yeah, the real crazy time comes tomorrow morning as we get the as we put the consolation bouts on, because they have the consolation semifinals starting at 10 o'clock, and then they, depending upon whether you win or lose, you're going to be wrestling for either 3rd place or 5th place, and there's no break between the consolation semifinals and the placement matches, and trying to keep track of it. We have what did we count up? Let's see, Tim counted it up.
Well, we have 12 in the
semis
and 19 in the consolation finals. So we have 31 wrestlers.
31 wrestlers to keep track of, and it gets really crazy. Our camera people do a remarkable job, and the guys in the production truck, and most of all, Tim, makes this whole thing fly. Yeah, you're supposed to give credit where credit is due, Greg.
the man behind the scenes. How much did he pay you to do that? For that? Well, we got a 2-2 match here going into the 3rd period.
And they're on their feet for the 3rd period. And Hood's in deep on that single.
Yeah, he's got it.
And he's got it.
4-2. Now he needs to ride
He needs to ride a while, yeah.
But he doesn't want to get caught into
and he didn't want to do that.
Doesn't hurt him that much if he can escape. So he hasn't given up the 2 yet, but watch your head. He's locked up
There's
now.
a
That's
reversal.
4-4. Now he's got to get an escape here.
He needs one. And again, we come back to how you finish matches here. That's so critical. It isn't the kind of a thing. Once you get ahead, you got it won. You got to keep coming back. You can't slow up. And
this is going to hurt a little bit. Got the leg in.
Going to ride him into the mat now, I think. And he's warning on. Oh, that I don't like that call.
He's going to.
I guess it's.
54 seconds left. Casmir's just going to sit there on top, really forcing that shoulder.
That half.
And that hurts.
Oh boy, that hurts.
He's trying to turn it. Yeah, stopped it.
Yeah. Yeah, potentially dangerous situation.
Well, he hurt his shoulder.
I think that was a good call.
That really hurts, I tell you.
I don't know whether, did he cry out?
No, he called potentially dangerous. So, now, that's a problem with that whole right. That is such a painful thing, and
that's right.
Even though no penalty or anything, he's hurt, and we've
Yes,
seen this
hurt.
for years. Graham runs this series extremely well. And,
got 35 seconds left in the third period, and it's a tie match. This is when you got to get off the mat and get out. You got to score an escape at this point. You got it. This is when you go back to all that drill time and practice time in the practice room. You go back and you're looking at how many times did you go through takedown drills or escape drills?
Well, Casmir was third last year at this weight. He's a junior, so he knows what he's doing.
No,
there.
he was third at
113. Yeah, different weight. But Hood has never placed it. He's a senior. But just saying, Casmir's been here before.
Hood's got to come up. He can't let Casmir.
Trying to throw that leg back in again.
He's going to put it in and take the shoulder out again.
He's got him broken down. 15 seconds. Trying to tip it. 6 seconds. No time. The only 0 count.
Maybe that clock was out.
No, he got hit. So now we go over. Yeah, I got no points. But now it's takedown, which is a little better place for Hood to be in than where he was underneath, for sure.
Hood wants to get back in on that single again, well, but he doesn't want to just go straight to it.
Well, if he's going to win the match, he's got to win it in this period, I think. I don't think he's as good a mat wrestler as. So this is where he's got 39 seconds to go.
Stalemate.
Got to shoot that blast double.
Caution. Good idea. Almost guessed right.
Anticipation. He got it.
That's 2. 2. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, that was where he had to win the match. Just quickness on his feet. Because I think he was. Casmir was
Hood
working Mason. And I think his shoulder feels a whole lot better right now.
Oh yeah, it doesn't hurt at all now. Yeah. It will later today, but great job. That was really a smart match.
Yeah,
that was well wrestled.
All right, now where are we going, Dave? This is Mason's staying in the chair.
Yeah.
Ryan Root's in the chair with him still.
That's 132 pounds. And from Wadsworth comes Luke Bowman. He's 33-9. He was third in the Hoover District, but he's ranked 6th by the Buxman program.
Both experienced wrestlers. Bowman's Pretty popular name up in the Wadsworth area. With more than one of those kids around.
Yeah, so Zach Donathan, a senior, he's 48-0 at this point in his career. Actually, he's 50-0.
Two-time placer, finished second at 132 at this weight last year, sixth at 106 3 years ago.
And Buxman,
two years
ranks
ago.
him first.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, I know.
So anyway.
And there's
He's in.
Donathan's in a bit of a situation
yeah,
here.
Bowman's in there.
We talked about this before. He's a funny wrestler. At least he's been an unusual wrestler here at this tournament. He isn't one of these guys who comes out and scores in flurries of points and throws all kinds of stuff at you.
Well, he's long and lanky. He likes that ankle pick, and he should be a 4-time placer. He was ranked #1 his sophomore year and didn't make weight.
Yeah,
coming up.
That's right. Yeah, the last year, 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's where he's strong, right there. That little throw by.
Throw by.
Yeah. And he's a very.
Oh, how come you get all the great matches in your sponsorship?
Well,
Did you pay your dues?
I guess so.
You better. They won't put it up there if you didn't.
Yeah.
It isn't like going to lunch with Tim.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Just put it on the bill, right?
Here we go. Second period.
I like the little guys. That's what and guys.
So, Bowman take that Granby roll, but that all the replays are brought to you by Swoka, and that's one of the things we're pretty happy about. We have the great replay capacity and people staying on top of it all the time. There, Donathan stands up, steps out of the control.
5 seconds, Dave. That's all it took him. Now he's trying that little. Got the Russian in.
2-on-1.
Yeah. Got to force that head pass.
And comes to the other side with it. Nicely done.
See, he's got the reach. Well, he's got the length.
He's wrestling really well.
Yeah, 5-0. He's got such a
wrestling
length
really well.
Yeah.
He's throwing it at him pretty good right now. 5-0.
Minute and 20 left here in the second period. Not to look ahead, but if he wrestles and does win, his projected opponent, Alan Hart, a Missouri recruit, already ranked #1 at that weight, at 132. So.
Donathan and Hart met last year. I guess maybe it's that Donathan knows when to conserve energy, and then he blasts you with stuff that comes at you in a lot of directions. He isn't a straight line attacker, certainly. He gets angles on you.
Zach will be going to, I think it's Lincoln College next year.
He's where?
Lincoln College.
Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
Where's that?
I think it's in Illinois. It's like a, I'll tell you it's an NAIA school, but it may be D3. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's where he's attending school next year.
Donathan likes to score off your shot. Takes advantage of your being off balance. When you've had a shot, he comes right back and goes after it and gets you off balance.
That's the end of that period. Second period, 5-1. Zach Donathan leads.
if Bowman's going to try and run Granby's on Donathan, he's going to have to snap him off a lot quicker than that. Donathan continues to, he's controlling Bowman. He's wearing you down too, because that's hard fighting up off the mat again and again and again. Because if Bowman doesn't come up off the mat and make that effort to come up, he's going to be warned for stalling. And
minute and 10 seconds left. He just got it,
the warning. Oh, and interestingly, Donathan gets the warning.
So 1 minute and 5 left. I think he's probably going to end up just trying to ride him for a few more seconds and then cut him loose. Not really stay back on that hip. And he's coming up high now. Keeping a lot of weight on that front shoulder, right shoulder, as he drives him toward the mat. Takes him back to the mat, 49 seconds.
Well, we were talking earlier about brothers. Zach's got a younger brother wrestling at Mason.
Chris? Yep. He was up here too. Unfortunately, he got beat.
Yeah,
but
well.
That's a warning for stalling on the bottom, man. Kind of orchestrated by Zach Donathan. Kind of just said, hey, I'm letting him go. How come he's not getting up? So 12 seconds left, 10 seconds. So now he can sit there. Just kind of stay right there. Let the clock run out. Stall doesn't mean anything at this point. 3, 2, 1. That's the match. So there we go. Another finalist for the Southwest. Zach Donathan.
5-1. He'll be in the finals tomorrow night. And we've got Jake Meredith of Elder on the mat, on mat 1 again. He's a 138-pounder. He's a senior. He came into the tournament with a 39-10 record and was third in the Kettering-Fairmont district. Moises Gillan.
He's got his hands full with him. Returning state champion, ranked number 1, top 5 in the country type wrestler. Got an older brother, state champions at OOU this year from Perrysburg. And in the Mercurio family, Matt and Dominique are underwriting this particular weight class. Matt, long time volunteer here. He and Jim Emig used to run the
Matt used to run the team scoreboards. Yeah. He got roped into that deal by Jim Emig.
Yeah, missed both of those guys this year.
Yeah.
But Shelley's doing a nice job over there, keeping it up to date for us. So Meredith came in as a 3 seed out of the Kettering-Fairmont district. Won his last match 2-1 over the number 1 seed from that bracket.
Well, Meredith is he's fighting a really tough battle. Gillan is a 3-time placer.
Right.
He finished second in last year. I think he said that. Now he's going to go double bar. Wrist and bar.
Putting that elbow right into his bicep there. Boy, that hurts.
It's going to be painful.
Yeah. Gillan won his last match 15-0 using this exact series.
He blocks the head. Uses the knee to block the head and tip the Tip the opponent.
So
didn't hold it there long enough.
Yep. Jake
so we go to the second period. Meredith is a really tall, long, lanky wrestler. and he's got great flexibility. So maybe that bar half or bar
trying to cradle.
Successful.
All right, 3-0. Well, we've seen a lot of brothers here. We saw the Decaturs before. We've Brecksville had Tag. We saw him wrestle. Lucas Bird, he had an older brother. And Gillan has an older brother. So nice little heel trick. Yeah. So it sure helps to have a wrestling roommate that grows up with you, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
5-0. Okay, we're also going to be bringing Mat 3, which is our other 138-pound representative from Cincinnati, Corey Shai, two-time placer from Cincinnati LaSalle. He's ranked second. His opponent from
St. Ed's, Sam Dover.
Yes, who he is pinned and beaten rather handily, but gave up a little sloppy takedown, got a quick escape. He trails 2-1. That's on the right side of your screen. Shai in the black with the LS LaSalle logo. Meredith just got an escape, 5-1.
Nice drag.
Yeah.
Dover's drag was really good, but Shai fought out of it originally. I don't know if he's going to get away with it still.
Yeah, I think he's faced up, so he threw that wizard in, got his hips out from under him, wasn't doing too well. Oh, called them both out.
Shai comes back.
Yeah.
No takedown on that. That was really a lovely drag, but Shai fought his way out of it.
Gillan gets another takedown, 7-1.
Shai's a two-time place winner. In 2014, he was fifth at 120. He didn't place in 15, and last year he was third at 132 pounds.
Similar resume as Zach Donathan earlier, so hopefully we get the same results.
Yeah. Dover was fifth at 132 pounds last year.
45 seconds? No, 37 seconds left.
Third period.
Yes, minute and 40 with
back with
Moises Gillan. Yeah. Oh, he's got that cradle. Look out. Takedown 9-1. Perrysburg.
Wow. I'm not sure how you get a stalling point when you're having a cradle put on. I don't understand that.
Stall warning.
I thought he showed. He showed a point.
No, it was just a takedown.
Meanwhile, Corey Shai trails 2-1.
5 seconds left in that first period there.
The first period comes to a conclusion.
Jake Meredith has a minute to make up 8 points. All right, here we're ready to start the second period. Corey Shai's down. Quick getaway, 1 second. Little short sit and turn. Now he's got to be a little more smart underneath. He was, the first time he got his head down too low. And
well, you know, he took the shot, he impacted, and then he backed out. Backing out gets you in trouble usually against really quality wrestlers. You got to get that shot in that keeps going like that one did. He kept after that one.
Yeah, he's got to finish it.
I don't know if he's going to score with it, but it's a lot better than backing
he's
out.
Coming back toward the other way.
If he could double off, he'd be all right.
If he's got to double off. He's now got to come wrap around the legs here, or the hips. I think that's the two. Yeah. There'd be a point of emphasis, Dave, is that they're not going to let them sit there like that. They're going to give the two. so that these matches don't sit there for 40 seconds with a guy wrapped around the hips like that.
Yeah.
It's going to be a 2-point takedown, and other wrestlers, time to move.
Well, Jake Meredith failed in his attempt to get into the onto the big stage tomorrow night, but he will be coming back tomorrow morning in the Consolation semifinals.
Okay, 57 seconds left in the second period. Corey Shai leads 4-2.
I think this match last year between these two, I think Shai actually pinned.
He did. He pinned him
Dover.
Last year. Earlier in the year they wrestled. I think he beat him 9-2 or something.
It was late. It was like in the ultimate tiebreaker, in the 30-second tiebreaker.
Well, he's had a pretty illustrious career at LaSalle.
Who's that?
Now we also have at 152 or 145 Sam Meddings from Fairfield.
Yep, he's there on the left in your screen.
Yeah. He's basically had an upset victory in his quarterfinal match. Defeated Josh Jacklin of Olmsted Falls, who was the number 1 out of his district. 15 seconds left here in the second period with Shai versus Dover.
Meddings wrestling Trey Grenier of Olentangy Liberty, and that's one of those teams that everybody, the top 3 wrestlers in.
Oh boy, that was pretty weak.
Oh, that's a weak call.
No reaction time at all. So that.
Wow.
Pretty close.
Boy.
On the locking hands, but
wow.
It happened. Yeah, that was called by the back official, actually, in fact. Shai in there scrambling around. Grenier got his 1.
Grenier comes in with pretty good background. He beat Eric Beck of LaSalle in the first round, and he beat the district champion out of the Hoover district, Andrew Murphy, and has a very solid background. But Liberty is that team that, the local Columbus papers are just filled with Liberty wrestling and job they're doing. It's a very successful school in a lot of sports, and it's a new school. It's only been in existence for like 10 years.
We still have a 4-4 match at Warning, stalling on Dover from Eds. Meddings is kind of what you call the old, kind of the brawler type of, rough tumble kind of wrestler, and willing to mix it up a little bit. He's trailing 3-2 right now. Likes that ankle trip. Comes with his left hand with that. It ties up on the right side and ends up with that ankle trip on the left. He caught him earlier. And stepped into that one.
Nice single and trip down by Grenier. Unfortunately for Meddings.
20 seconds to go. A Shai's match is 4-4. 10 seconds left. We could be going overtime here.
Now, Corey Shai's got to really kick it up.
I think he's going to hold off on
this.
He's going
to go for the OT.
And then we got sudden victory, so we got a minute.
Yep.
This is where he should try and. This is where he's best, I think, to win the match. St. Ed's was smart. They didn't take down the third period to take the chance of getting turned.
Grenier
done several times before.
Back on the Medding-Grenier match, Grenier's nursing apparently a sprained thumb, it looks like. They just retaped it there on the side. And Medding now is down.
5-2. Minute and 25 into the second period.
Got warned for, was that a caution?
Caution, yeah. Caution.
And he gets one, 5-3.
Needs a takedown to even this up.
Got a minute 16. They're still in the second period, so that match has got a long way to go yet. And now Sam Dover.
That was knee tape.
Getting more work retaped.
Pretty sure there was he's got a cut on there that I saw earlier. And when that tape rolls down, it exposes the blood area.
What, a mat burn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Dover's in really deep. But
well, Shai walked into one there. And
he's done that. He's stepped into a couple. It looks like Dover upsets his balance forward, and Shai steps into it. And speaking of stepping into it, Sam Medding stepped into it over there too. He's still got the whizzer in.
Let's keep the ankle high.
Medding's on the left. Fairfield.
Yep.
It's 145 pounds. 145 pounds. Semifinals.
All right, now we go 30-30 here with Shai versus Dover.
And 138, 4 seconds in the almost. Well, we got 30 seconds. Oh, we're in the 32nd overtime for
sure. 30-30. So
okay.
See if you can get him to slide a little that way. Slide a little that way. There we go.
Grenier of Olentangy Liberty is in pretty much the driver's seat here in the third period over Sam Medding of Fairfield.
But Shai's really hard working that head, but he likes this precision. Potentially dangerous, 8 seconds.
Boy, a win by Medding would make really a huge step forward to taking that step toward the runner-up place in this tournament. Knocking a Liberty wrestler off would be a huge step forward.
Well, he's got a minute and a half to do it. Shai still likes that hole.
Change your hips.
Still got it. He's not letting it go. So now Shai has to escape and still got to wrestle a full 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Take him down. He's going to cut him loose already. So he's giving him the point. No, the score is 5-4. They got that. There we go. That is
there it is.
20 seconds to go. Shai fights it off. 15 seconds to go. Got a circle. Six seconds. 1 second left. I think he's going to win this one, Dave. 5-4.
For Shai. Comes through. He wins his semifinal match in overtime. 5-4.
Be a great match at the finals tonight. 51 seconds. It's 5-4. Meddings is down 1. 45 seconds left here. This needs that escape. Got to get out of this. Got to get out of this right away.
And he's got the time to get out too.
Yeah. Puts a little. There we go. Wait for the stalemate. Now, 30 seconds. This is what you practice. This is your story, Dave. Practice 30 seconds.
There you go. You got to get your feet on the mat and get out of there.
Try this little Granby roll instead of sitting.
Cut your hips.
So this match, Cincinnati Functional Fitness, is your underwriters here. Need a good workout, need to learn how to get your body in shape. Cincinnati Functional Fitness.
I think it's one of the best things kids can do. I think we spend an awful lot of time wrestling, and or playing football or basketball or whatever. But you've got to, the idea of getting into the really scientific development of fitness is really worth a lot of mat time.
10 seconds left, Dave. This is big right now.
Not a very good stand-up. That was not a good enough stand-up.
Yeah, he's not gonna...
I don't know what the top man's doing. He just takes him out. Now he gets a warning.
Yeah, it's a waste of time.
1 second. That's crazy. That crab ride that Grainer uses is really hard to escape from. It's hard to stand up on it. But Sam Medding has had a really good tournament thus far. It's unfortunate that he loses that match, but he's got a good chance of coming back tomorrow. Well, he's got a definite chance of coming back tomorrow in the Consolation semifinals and the opportunity to go for third. And in this tournament, third place is most people's dream. And the good ones are dreaming about first, but gee.
Who we got next, Dave?
Well, let's see. Who do we have next?
After 145.
152. Connor Craig of Elder will be on mat 2. He's not out there yet, and we've got a match ahead of him.
Match away from us.
Okay.
We're going to go away from you for a little bit until we get back to get some live action for you. So
and we'll have Connor. We'll come back with Connor Craig here in just a minute.
OHSAA Wrestling on Waycross Community Media. Brought to you by SWOCA, the Southwest Ohio Wrestling Coaches Association. Klein Properties. Foster and Motley, Financial Consultants. Dr. Stephen Daly. Dr. Kevin Riley. Matt and Dominic Mercurio. Cincinnati Sub-Zero. Cincinnati Functional Fitness. General Advertising Products.
And we're coming back. We've got about 8 seconds to go in this match immediately preceding our 152 semifinals.
Yeah, he just crashed into the scoreboard.
Left. Those guys just tried to take the scoreboard into the next match.
An interesting match, a freshman versus a nationally ranked wrestler. Loses 2-1. We're going to come up and who we got, Dave?
I'm sorry?
Who do we have?
Okay. We have Connor Craig from Elder. He was the Fairmont district champion. He came in here with 45 wins and 5 losses on the season. He's a senior.
We'll probably do a split screen too. We're going to have 2 Elder wrestlers coming up.
Yeah. His opponents from Massillon Perry, a junior, David Carr, who's had 44 wins coming in. It makes it 46 at this point with four losses. He was first in the Canton Hoover district, and he's been a state placer twice. In 2015, he was champion at 138, and in 2016, he was champion at 145.
Yeah.
Connor Craig comes in with a good reputation, but he doesn't have a background like that.
Well, at one point, David was the #1 ranked recruit in the country.
Yeah.
But now we've got another Elder match, Tyreek Evans. That's a 160-pounder. That's on the right side of your mat, or your scoreboard. He's wrestling Nick Husis from Brunswick.
David Carr of Perry is out to a 2-1 lead in the first period.
So still 0-0 on the right. Cusis, kind of ironic, is a 3-time second-place finisher.
Yeah.
Could possibly finish second 4 times in a row, which has never happened. But come close a couple times.
Yeah.
David Carr, coached by his father at Perry, Massillon Perry.
Tariq Evans is there from Elder, and he's 42-3 at this point. He won the Kettering-Fairmont District.
Just got taken down.
Josh Harold of Perrysburg earlier in the day. Brunswick's how do you say that? Cusis. 39-3, and like you said, he was runner-up in each of the previous 3 seasons. I suspect he's a little anxious to get a win, but
never in the same weight class. He's always gone up 32, 38, 52, and now 60.
Yeah.
So.
Tariq Evans, though, is one of these guys that kind of sneaks up on you. You know, everybody's looking at Nooses, and sometimes you overlook a guy, and he comes up and he can really bite you. And Tariq Evans is a very capable wrestler.
Good athlete. He's kind of grown into this. You know, he's what we saw 2 years ago was a little more shorter, compact, and now he's kind of a lean 160-pounder. Connor Craig trails 6-2 at this point. They're part of Elder's now in 6th place, passed up by Bricksville. Fairfield's moved up to 8th based on their placement points.
Both these guys are having a pretty tough time right now. Evans is trailing 7-0, and Craig is fighting an 8-2 deficit. Craig's in the second period. He's on the screen on your left. That's Evans on the right. Doubtless these guys wrestle one another daily in practice.
8-2 with 1:24 still in the second period. You know, Carr started out like he's had a little tougher year than expected. He was kind of like the superhero kind of thing, going to be undefeated, and he's found it a little tougher. You know, he's still doing extremely well, but you know, he can be beaten. Evans trails 7-0 starting going into the third period. Going to go neutral. Here it is. You can see him on the right getting almost just able to hold off from getting pinned.
Yeah, Evans is dangerous in that place. I've seen him roll through those pinning situations several times in this tournament even.
And Carr in on the single. Nice finish. 9-3.
10-3 and David Carr over Connor Craig. That's on the left screen.
10-4. Nate Carr took over the Massillon Perry program from legendary Dave Riggs, who retired a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And
12-4. Connor Craig, he's got 30, still second period. And over on the other mat, Tariq Evans trails 9-0. That's kind of an unusual score. Usually you see, you know, 1 or 2 points for the opponent, but Nusis is he's just doing it by turning.
Well, it was a takedown the first period, and then a reversal to his back in the second period.
That's 4.
And then that's 7.
And 6 for 7.
7,
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
Evans took neutral in the third period.
Yeah.
So then takedown's 9. He's basically Kisis has never been underneath, never been down the whole match.
Right.
So.
I think that's one of the things we're beginning to see a lot of. We're seeing a lot more mat wrestling coming out of against our guys up here, and I think that it's a lesson that's being learned by several of the teams in the area. I think Mason has been working a lot on control wrestling as well as working on the takedowns.
Well, in Ohio, it's not. In Pennsylvania, it's much more prevalent. Wrestling on top and turning people. Ohio in general is a little behind the curve on that.
David Carr is letting it all hang out over there, and Connor Craig took a seat on the mat much harder than what he wanted, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Boy, Carr is really working. Because Craig was in pretty good on that takedown attempt, and Carr just completely avoided. He's got a 10-point lead at this point with 48 seconds left in the third period. Craig gets warned for stalling. Carr gives him an escape. 16-6. 7. 16-7. 25 seconds left in the match.
Well, wrestling somebody that good, you got just realize you got to come back. Tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
So 3 more matches.
No, that's the good news.
1 tonight or 2 tomorrow. So.
Slick.
Weiss.
Carr is slick.
18-7. There's your
18-7.
very likely first place finisher.
18-8.
18-8.
Yeah. 10-point major decision for David Carr.
All right, we're going to show you this, and then we'll take another little break because we want to.
Look at that duck. That's a slick duck.
He didn't even touch it.
That's a beautiful duck. Okay, we'll be back with you in a little bit. With
they actually gave him a point for escape.
I'm not sure whether we're going to pick up another wrestler from another weight or not.
No,
anyway.
he already wrestled, Dave.
Jake Thompson will be coming back at you, folks. Be back with you in a minute.
OHSAA Wrestling on Waycross Community Media. Brought to you by SWOCA, the Southwest Ohio Wrestling Coaches Association. Klein Properties. Foster & Motley, Financial Consultants. Dr. Stephen Daly. Dr. Kevin Riley. Matt and Dominic Mercurio. Cincinnati Sub-Zero. Cincinnati Functional Fitness. General Advertising Products.
We're back with you. A little short delay. We're going to be coming up to you showing our next match at
182 pounds in Division I from Moeller, a junior. This is Jake Thompson. He gets here to the semifinals, 39-3 on the season. He won the Kettering-Fairmont District. His opponent is from Massillon Jackson. This is Victor Marcelli, who must have started the season with an injury because he comes in here. He's 12-0, well, 14-0 at this point, and he won the Hoover District.
He was third in the state last year at 170.
Right.
So.
Yeah. He Marcelli beat Nick Goldfuss of Oak Hills earlier in the tournament. Steve Daly is our underwriter for this weight class. Steve Daly's with UC Health. He's an orthopedist and sports medicine specialist and is one of the principal doctors here at the state tournament. Dr. Daly wrestled at Northwest. And you can find him showing up there for dual meets every now and then.
Well, this is the first Moeller wrestler we've seen. You know, they were pretty dominant here in Cincinnati for a number of years, and just the power shifted a little bit. They've still got several wrestlers here.
They have two in there. They had, I'm not sure. I think it's two they had in the semis.
Yeah.
And Thompson is near to the takedown. He doesn't have it yet.
Nope. They were at the top 10, but they've dropped out off the board.
Let's go the other way around. No takedown. No takedown.
29 seconds. I'm going to call
Marcelli. Well, we go up. 28 seconds left in the first period.
I would say, Dave, that he had a knee injury is what's kept him out. If you look at the way that left knee is taped.
That's pretty heavy wrap, and apparently there's quite possibly a brace under there. Quite probably.
Yeah, I'd say it's more than a possibility. Yeah. Either that, or they got 80 pounds of tape on that thing. So.
Yeah, I had a young man blow a knee out in November one season, and he was operated on the first full week of November, and he came back in March, and he ended up here in the finals here with a I think it was 15-1 record.
He lost that one match at the UC Invitational or whatever it was. Back then. What's the final?
Yeah. Well, actually,
Xavier Invitational.
Xavier Invitational.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he ran the table after that.
So. Yep. Greg Keller, 132 pounds. Keller family are synonymous with. You know, that's one of the things about the sports. There's a lot of family in here. Even if you aren't in the family, you're in the family.
Yeah.
1-0 lead for Jake Thompson. Here in this semifinal match at 182 pounds. The winner moves on to wrestle on the big stage tomorrow evening.
Yeah.
He gets about 24 hours to think about it. That's one of the tough things with this tournament. You know, so much of the time you're wrestling here and you're going, you know, you wrestle a match, you got to wait to get another match. And there's this long break between the semifinals and the championship finals. And that's a really tough period of time for everybody, whether it's the wrestlers or the coaches.
Right. Well, speaking of coaches, Jake Thompson is coached by Jermaine Lindsay, former Moeller wrestler and All-American at Ohio University, and he's a state champion here at Moeller, so with the blue and gold. So full circle here. Now he's back. This is his first year as a head coach. He's been an assistant for several years. Took over for.
That's right. He knows what it's like to be here, and he knows what it's like at the collegiate level. Fine young man, and I was talking to him up at the district tournament, and I asked him, how do you like this coaching thing? He said, there's a lot more to it than what I ever dreamed. And so it's a learning curve that you have to deal with a learning curve pretty darn quick. Marcelli.
He's being pretty cautious.
Yeah, maybe he's trying to stretch the match out, but he's not getting any. He didn't get any penetration on the shots he's taken at this point, and he gets down pretty tenderly. Remember Craig Keller, when he was coming off his knee operation, he had an advantage that very few wrestlers have. He had two brothers locally who came in every day and literally beat on him to get the adhesions to tear in the knee, and then they carry him back to the training room and ice him down. And
Thompson's on that knee, working it, trying to throw the boots in the other side. Got it in. He's always had two close matches in the earlier matches. One with the 5-3 with in overtime, and then 6-4 getting here. Jake Thompson was 6-1 in a 4-3 overtime match. So both these guys have wrestled low scoring, close matches.
I'd like to remind you, these matches are being brought. These are semifinals coming to you. This is the second day of the tournament, and they're coming to you because there's 8 volunteers who made their ride up here to Columbus on their own, and plus the announcing staff. So there's a dozen folks here who are bringing you these matches, and we hope that you appreciate the fact that and support the underwriters. They help make this possible. You don't send vans driving all over the state and provide for housing and a meal, and that was a big part. A meal, isn't that nice? So there's a lot you can do if you're interested in the sport, or any sport for that matter.
Right.
Waycross is a place you can put your interest to work and benefit the sport or the event you're interested in and the people that are involved in it.
Get a close up and up next to it. Be right there in the action, whatever sport it might be. Swimming, wrestling, basketball, baseball. We cover them all in our local area. So here we go, back with 1 minute and 1 second left. They've still got a little blood, that's what they called. And Jake Thompson in the driver's seat. If he can ride him for 1 more minute, he'll be in the finals.
This is a tough ride coming right now.
I think he's got if he gets this, he's got a good shot at being at the top of this podium here. They're going to call stalling. Oh, nose bleeding again. Well, that was 7 seconds.
That's definitely Marcelli's advantage, because coming back this shortly after coming off knee operation, his endurance, his conditioning is not what it would be normally at this point in the season. And a bloody nose is an advantage. Well, in a way it is, because it gives you a little bit of time to catch your breath. And it changes the flow of the match from Thompson's standpoint as well. Maslin Jackson. That's long been an important name in northeastern Ohio. Perrysburg and Jackson. Well, Thompson looks pretty
relaxed.
Yeah, he's not
ready to go.
Yeah, they're keeping him pretty loose there on the side. And we'll head back out and go at it again.
All right, 54 seconds.
54 ticks of the clock stand between Jake Thompson and the opportunity to accomplish something that very few people ever can even dream about.
Well,
there's an escape. 1-1.
So back to who's going to get a takedown here. Certainly changes the landscape a little bit now. 35 seconds to go in this.
Thompson has been in on singles.
And Marcelli's leaning. He's caught him leaning a couple times.
Yeah, and it looks to me like Marcelli's his balance is off because of that leg. Thompson's got to get him set him up and attack him from an angle.
Well, neither one of them's attacked very much. They've been going heavy hands behind the neck.
Yeah.
And then elbow ties. 10 seconds here to go. I haven't seen a whole lot going on here. So be surprised if we actually even see a takedown in this first.
Let's see. There
sudden
was
victory.
And we reached the end of 3. Here we go to another OT. 1 minute on the clock. This is sudden victory now.
See who's going to make the attempt. I think Thompson's going to be the guy that does it. He seems a little more active.
If you were doing this, Greg, what would be your attitude toward it? You want to get in there and get it right away, or you want to stretch it out?
No, I always prefer, you win on your feet more times than not. So and if you win on your feet in this period, it's over. If you're in the 2 30-second periods, you still got to give the guy another opportunity to come back and beat you. If you're in this 1 minute period, you get the takedown. There is no recovery.
Yeah.
I much prefer to get it here.
Yeah, I'd like to see it. I also think there's an advantage. The deeper you go into this thing, though, you train for over time. It's different than being out there and being in overtime.
Right. Well, here we go.
It doesn't make any difference. Now we go to the 32nd.
That makes all the difference in the world.
Thompson has the first choice. He's going to take down. Marcelli on the top position. Thompson comes to his feet.
Boy, this is the same ride that we saw with Shai earlier, just wrapping the head with the tricep and locking up and just staying there. It's almost a
20 seconds now in this overtime.
It's almost a legal stall, Dave. You can stay there because it's, quote, a pinning position.
Yeah.
Caution green.
Caution green. That's Thompson. Yeah. Caution red. Red was up, had the right foot up beyond Thompson's.
Who's the assistant coach for Bowler? He's getting a little excited. Jermaine Lindsay had to push him back, say, calm down. Don't create any more problems than we got. There's that same thing.
You got to get your hip under and scooch out of that.
Yep.
You got a warning for stalling.
Well, he stayed up on his feet. He wasn't taking him to the mat.
Yeah.
Can't stay there. So.
I like the collegiate rule on that 5 count. Well, actually 4, and you get penalized on the 5th.
I think he's going to do it again. He's going to the ankle now, that's going to be dragging. That's going to be same thing.
Now I'm not sure how you
got to climb it.
He didn't climb it at all.
Yeah. But the other guy was running away from him, so gave some reaction. Now didn't escape. So now can Thompson ride him for the 30?
Yeah, I think Thompson's got that, can ride legs, and I would say that might be a real good time to do that.
It's the same move he used to escape
on
last
that inside.
time.
There comes the leg.
He can hold the hips.
Arch your back, drive his head down.
Yep. He got up off the mat. Now he's got 21 seconds. Well, they're both looking a little tired, Dave.
Yeah.
Officials are warning the crewmen to sit back down. They're pretty animated. Another caution.
That's 2 cautions.
Yeah, next one's a point.
Next one's a point.
So. He's going to be able to stall him, hold him, get the legs in.
You got to stretch that out. You can't get.
10 seconds.
That's better. Stretch it out. Force half. Make it look good.
And we're going to go to the
ultimate tiebreaker. Here we go.
Here. Whose choice? He's going to take. I don't know. I might take top just because he's ridden him so well.
Yeah. In this overhand head and arm business, like a head and arm throw.
Another caution match, 1 point.
Yep.
Third caution, the match is over.
That's it. That's absolutely it. The kid took the step up there. You saw him. I saw him do it. That's interesting. You know where that comes from? That comes from sloppy practices. That comes from sloppy practice. You get lazy in practice. You get lazy in practice, and you don't do things right in practice. And that's you get used to doing it, and it's an instinct that comes about. Jake Thompson goes on to the finals at 182 pounds.
All right, we're getting ready to show a match between Kevin Christenberry from Gallipolis and Adam Shaw of Carrollton. So.
And we've got another. Where is he? He's going to be on mat 1. Well, we've got a match going in between here.
Quesmere, one of the crew members' relative is wrestling here from Gallipolis in the G, I'm sure.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what we've got up here. That's our 145-pound consolation match. So while we're filling it in, we're getting a little help from the crowd here. I got a feeling we had a little stall call.
Boy, that sure is impressive. We put, that's a good reason to be a Waycross volunteer. You know anybody? You got anybody in the family that's a wrestler? They get here, they get covered. Adam Shaw of Carrollton. And
so 2-2 here.
Cincinnati Functional Fitness is the underwriter here at 145 pounds. Caleb Christenberry of Gallia Academy.
And Gallipolis. I think in Australia they call that Gallipoli. Here we go. Trying to turn him. No counts.
It's a 2-2 match. There's 11 seconds left in this second period. Christenberry in control and working on that tilt.
Hey Mike, did you talk to
Now he can't get it. He's had to change that pinning combination. I didn't see if there was a count. I didn't see. but you got to change the pinning combination. And we got a nosebleed. I guess he didn't get him past 45 because he didn't pick up another 2. And in order, if he got 2 on the first tilt, and you got to change the hold in order to come back and get an additional 2. Two. We're in the second period. Got 30 seconds to go in this. Is that a consolation match down there?
Yes. Yeah.
We have 9 mats going here, folks. 3 divisions. 2 of the mats are being used for semifinal matches, and 1 is being used as a consolation match. And as soon as the semifinals are over, they'll open all of them.
There we go. There's other mat.
The exclamation is one of the Waycross kids just won a consolation match from Winton Woods. Got a nice takedown at the end of the back in overtime. That's the way you do it. It remains 2-2, third period between Shaw of Carrollton and Christenberry of Galliot Academy. Gallup Police. I want to be sure that we get our volunteer crew identity up as we get near the end of this next match, because we'll be getting out of here tonight, and these folks have done a great job and expect to be able to do a tough job tomorrow for the consolation round. It's important to note, too, historically we've covered the finals, and we would bring you either our local wrestlers in the finals or through a committee process come up with a selection of finals that we thought would be interesting and exciting for you to watch. Several years ago, the OHSAA gave out the exclusive rights to the finals in all sports, actually, to what was then Time Warner, and it's now, I think it's Spectrum. They have the exclusive rights, and we're able to do these matches and do the consolation round. But we have five
now.
Five going
finals.
into the finals. We're only going to be able to cover them like a news media would. I think they put a 30-second limit on what we can do. And So we're going to have to be really on our toes to get that coverage done effectively. But we aren't done yet tonight, but 5 finalists is far better than what we've done over the last
2 last year is all we had.
4 years, I think.
Yeah.
And who knows what'll happen? But we've got a lot of good wrestling to come tomorrow, and certainly in the consolation round, third place matches, 5th place matches, and 7th place matches. These are all matches that count. They all score team points.
And all of these matches tomorrow will basically be medals. They'll be medalists, top 8.
That's right.
So it's the last.
It's the equivalent of All-American status in the Nationals, except these are all Ohio. It doesn't get any better than that.
And that's the end of that match. So we'll probably come back to you here when we get to the heavyweight Spalding. We've got a little break in the action for a while. So
yeah, we've got a couple matches yet to complete. So we'll be right back.
OHSAA Wrestling on Waycross Community Media. Brought to you by SWOCA, the Southwest Ohio Wrestling Coaches Association. Klein Properties. Foster and Motley, Financial Consultants. Dr. Stephen Daly. Dr. Kevin Riley. Matt and Dominic Mercurio. Cincinnati Sub-Zero. Cincinnati Functional Fitness. General Advertising Products.
and we're back. We're the final match, a heavyweight match of this evening. John Spalding, Lakota East. His opponent, Kevin Vo, #1 ranked heavyweight in the state. I think 3rd in the country as far as heavyweights go. 2nd place last year, 1st the year before, and 3rd. Or was it 3rd last year, 1st, and then 2nd? Yeah.
Right.
So.
Guy's tough. And he's not a giant. Neither one of these, well, they're not giant. There's bigger heavyweights running around out here. Spalding's kind of a fascinating example of maximizing your ability. One of the things I like about Spalding is he's got really good foot speed. So often you find the heavyweights are pretty immobile, and they stomp around. Spalding is very quick on his feet, very light on his feet, and it enables him to score a lot of takedowns as counters to attempts by his opponents.
Well, look at the difference between the size of their legs. One's got tree trunks and one's got saplings there.
Yeah.
There's a big difference. Vo last year, it was kind of ironic, was injured prior to coming to the state net because he got shot with a bow and arrow in gym class, some kind of an accident, and was out for part of the year. He ended up finishing 2nd last year, so looks like he's all in one piece this year without any injury.
Lakota East has had a really great run with heavyweights over the years. You look back at the heavyweight champions, so many of them have come out of Lakota East.
Tony Clark, Tony Johnson.
Jim Lehman's the head coach over there at Lakota. One of the real gentlemen in the sport.
5 seconds left in the first period.
Well, we've got another match going into the 2nd period. We'll give a shout out here to our camera operators, Emma Wilms, Jake Jacobson, Butch Goldberth, Kent Lips. You guys are right on the money all the time. Our graphics by Hugh Stapleton. Jason Dudley's on the replay machine. Jonathan Palmer, JP, is our director tonight, and Tony Suarez is kind of the
executive
wrangler,
producer.
Executive producer. Yeah, well, I think he's more like a wrangler, you know. Gets everybody headed in the right direction most of the time.
All right, minute and a half left here in the second period.
Still, well, it's 1-0 now.
Do we know what John Spalding's going to do in the future? I know Kevin Vo is signed with Boise State.
I don't know.
To wrestle. So, kind of an interesting matchup here. Still no score. 52 seconds left here in the second. Well, 1 point, I should say. No takedowns. 1:45 seconds. Yeah, on paper, this should be a mismatch, but it's not.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's because Spalding is so solid. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes with his weight. He keeps his weight under control by those quick feet. Yeah, he's another one of these guys that got here, and I think people underestimate him all along. Now,
baby-faced assassin kind of thing.
Vol is really working hard now. I think he's getting a little frustrated that he hasn't broken this thing open.
Well, this is real important for them because they're in second place with 84.5 points.
Yeah.
I don't think they can catch St. Ed's, but they're only 8 points ahead of Liberty. So this is a big match, and they're expecting him, for their expectations. Two minutes to go. Now, can Spalding get away?
Can he get up and out from under? Gets to that tripod position.
And this is a tough guy to get out from under from.
But he's up and out. He's hard to control. Every time I see him wrestle,
yeah.
Every time I see him wrestle, he displays the same grit and endurance, and he's just a grinder. He grinds it out.
Come on, Brendan!
Uses those underhooks very effectively. And he's got a nice little single off his underhooks, too.
I don't think he wants to try a single under this guy, though.
No, I don't think so either. I think the hips on Vol are
be a little risky.
Yeah.
Risk reward there.
Down to the last minute in regulation time.
$40 seconds.
It looks like a dance right now. But that's a really physical dance. I mean, you talk about in Germany, Crashtanzen. That's kind of what this looks like.
Yeah.
They're not just leaning on one another. They are leaning on one another.
I think that's what they're doing.
There's a lot more going on.
I haven't seen much offensive action there.
18 seconds left. There's been no one warned.
Well, that's a surprise, too, actually, I think.
This is where warnings stimulate activity.
Yeah, well, if he warned somebody now, it's almost like, where were you 20 seconds ago? Because nothing's changed. Here we go, overtime.
Can John Spalding pull off another upset? He's wrestled one upset after the other. Everybody calls them upsets, but he keeps winning. So
right.
I don't think they're upsets. I think it's his style. I think that he's.
Well, I haven't seen. Yeah, Vo hasn't done anything either.
No.
Yeah, so if anybody's moving forward, they're.
they've stayed in the middle of the mat. You know, they haven't been backing off or being
well, he's underhooking,
off.
and the official went in there and said, I need some action, but I don't see it.
First points win here. Bo gets into a body lock.
Well,
but
he tries
Spalding,
to pull him back in.
Spalding. Oh!
Nothing.
"12 seconds left in the first 1 minute sudden victory overtime. Watch out, watch out, watch out. See what I mean by the feet?
Mm-hmm.
There, Vo almost had, under a lot of circumstances, you would have scored a takedown. But Spalding's feet got him out of trouble again. 30-second overtime periods.
Bo takes down. He wins the toss.
Now this isn't sudden victory.
No, they got
both guys are going to
get their 30 seconds.
Get their 30 seconds in the offensive position or defensive position.
Now there's the escape. 20 seconds. Now they're pushing again. Four, 3, 2, 1.
John Spalding now goes to the bottom, and he needs to score. If he doesn't score, Vo wins.
Now it's over, yeah. If he does score, then we go.
Then we go to the
this was a bad
ultimate
start.
overtime. No, plant his feet, plant his hands, goes up to a 4-point stance.
This late in the.
Comes out. Uh-oh, he didn't get it that time.
Yep.
There, he got it.
He just let him go. Yep.
Spalding must have really strong forearms, because I see him tear those hands open several times.
Yep. Now I think Vo gets his choice here because he won the toss. So if he escapes.
If he escapes, he wins. If Spalding rides him out, he wins. Mm. 23 seconds.
Well, for a match that's had nothing happen, this is getting exciting all of a sudden.
Granby.
He's going to get out. There it is. There's the escape.
There
7
it is.
seconds
Got the escape.
Left. What a match.
Well, John Spalding certainly put his all into that match. Both of them did. I mean, Kevin Vo is exhausted too. A lot of respect between the two of them. A lot of times you see those kinds of matches end up and one guy just thinks the other guy's a jerk, you know, and he acts like a jerk then. But these two respect one another. That was a good heavyweight match, and both guys can be very proud of themselves. John Spalding will move on to Consolation Finals tomorrow morning.
Well, here we are.
One more time, I want to talk about our camera crew: Emma Wilms, Jake Jacobson, Butch Galbraith, Kent Lips. All of them either on the floor or up in the peanut heaven up there. Hugh Stapleton on our graphics. Jason Dudley runs the replay machine. J.P. Palmer is our director, and the ultimate tiebreaker,
Tony Suarez, the main man. Thanks a lot, guys.
For Tim Cunningham, for Greg Klein, I'm Dave Bing. We look forward to bringing you the medal matches tomorrow morning.
It'll be crazy.
And we're looking forward to it. So long, folks.
OHSAA Wrestling on Waycross Community Media. Brought to you by SWOCA, the Southwest Ohio Wrestling Coaches Association. Klein Properties. Foster and Motley, Financial Consultants. Dr. Stephen Daly. Dr. Kevin Riley. Matt and Dominic Mercurio. Cincinnati Sub-Zero. Cincinnati Functional Fitness. General Advertising Products.